All right, this upcoming video is one of my classic videos. Okay, I really do hope you guys enjoy this video. And don't forget, we're having a seminar in New York City, December 4th. It's about social intelligence. I'm putting a lot into this. I think that if you come to this seminar is going to be one of three seminars I'm going to be doing. You will develop social intelligence over time. I mean, it's inevitable. I think social intelligence is the most important skill that any human needs to have, because it doesn't matter what other skills you have. If you have no social intelligence, you will never be able to keep the success that your skills acquired. So come check it out and check out my new course, Nice Girl. I'll see you guys in the video. Stay toxic. Alright, ladies, so today we're going to be talking about the secret to attracting better quality guys. This is pretty much a secret to attracting the best type of guys, alright? And you guys might get mad at me and be like, oh, how dare you not focus on the guy? How dare you not focus on changing him? No, that's not how it works, man. I'm always the type of person I'm always the type of person that believes that you focus on yourself. You know, focus on yourself in order to attract the right guys. Because the outcome is not your responsibility. You cannot control the outcome. You see, you can only control the process and enjoying the process. So, pretty much the secret to attracting the right guys is all about your self-esteem and your boundaries and the expectations that you have. Attracting better quality guys is not about looking better. It's true, right? It's not about having better things, having the better clothes, being funnier, or being a good conversationalist. All of that is superficial. You know, all of that fades away the more you know someone, and you're left with the core self of the individual, the part that cannot be hidden, and the part that always shines through in all of the things that you do. And it's this: your self-esteem. You always attract the self-esteem that reflects your self-esteem. If you have high self-esteem, you're going to attract guys who have high self-esteem. If you have low self-esteem, you're going to attract guys who have low self-esteem. It's that simple. There's no other way around it. You know, there's no other way around it. By the way, I'm actually moving to New York City in March. If anyone knows of a room in New York City near Park Slope or downtown Brooklyn or Manhattan around $1,000 a month, let me know. Okay, I'm gonna use it as like my Craigslist place to ask for stuff. Okay, and okay, let's get started. So yeah, and so, but the issue is that a lot of people are preached that you're not getting the right guys because you're not on the right online dating site. You don't look a certain way, even though those things do matter. But you don't have the right tactics, even though those things do matter. But what tends to happen is that teaching a woman how to talk to guys or how to look better, and not working on their self-esteem is very similar to having body odor, and rather than taking a shower, you put on perfume. You know, people are gonna smell that and they're gonna say that doesn't smell right. You know, in order for you to do it right, you first gotta take a shower, which means working on your self-esteem, and then putting on the perfume, which means working on the tactics, working on your looks. But the main priority is observing yourself and observing what's really motivating your behavior, what's motivating your actions. And that pretty much comes down to the intent of your actions. What are you focusing on? What's the outcome you have in mind? Because this is the thing, is that when you go into relationships or when you deal with relationships from a place of I need this to work out to be happy, it means that there's a lack. You see, it means that there's a lack. It means that there's something missing. Now, it's not that there's something missing, it's that it feels that there's something missing, but in reality, nothing's missing. You've been made to believe that you're not full. You've been made to believe that men is your other half. For example, let's say that you're feeling depressed, right? No, let's say you're feeling depressed and it's Christmas time and they tell you this is on sale and it's made people happier, right? What's gonna happen is that if you're feeling depressed and somebody presents you something that they say it brings happiness, and then you see other people having it, feeling happy, And also it brings validation where people say, you got that too, you're awesome, you're gonna want that, and suddenly it creates a need. But what's really going on is that you have externalized the actual problem, and you have diverted yourself from the actual solution. You were afraid to face what's really going on inside of you, and you found the easy fix, the easy route, which was externalizing it. And so it's very similar to relationships and with men. When you externalize your pain and rationalize it and saying, this is why I'm not happy, you never really fix the problem. You just begin to jump from relationship to relationship, from pain to pain. And the problem is that whenever you go to relationships for your happiness, you're going to be resentful from each relationship that you go to. So as you grow older, you not only grow older physically, but emotionally, you begin to hold on to the things that happened, and you begin to create an identity for yourself as the victim, and you begin to see men as the perpetrators, the ones that hurt you. You know, there's this kind of like an unconscious resentment towards men that also disrupts your relationships with yourself primarily, because how you treat yourself is how you treat others, but also with men. I'm so sorry about that. I gotta fucking turn off my phone when I do this. All right, I might as well start doing that. I gotta grow up one day. Okay. So how is this done? I must start saying the same thing, but let me go off from a different perspective. You have to begin noticing the image that you have of yourself. You know, like when you think of yourself, what kind of image comes up? Like, notice how you see yourself, okay? And actually, no. I don't give a fuck if I keep saying the same shit. Let's go back to that. The real thing that you have to do is this. You have to observe the emptiness that's inside of you. I mean, it's that simple. Because what's really going on is that the behavior and the attraction that you feel for certain guys is as a result of kind of like empathizing and clicking with an emotional frequency that reflects your emotions. It's kind of like two people that are angry with it, that are angry. If you bump into two people that are angry, what's gonna happen? Both of their angers are gonna reflect each other, and they're going to engage in a physical relationship per se, conflict, but still like you guys are relating to each other, just violently, you know, stab. So the same thing with relationships. When two broken hearts meet, when two people with low self-esteem meet, when two people see the world as a hateful place, they're going to unite because they create an enemy of the world. Remember, you want to unite two enemies, create an enemy, and they suddenly become an enemy. They create an enemy of the world. They begin saying, you know what, we only need each other. We only need each other. We don't need nobody else. And so it becomes a dependent relationship. And this happens at an unconscious level. But the way it manifests itself is through being dependent. Seeing a guy and just assuming that's her boyfriend. I mean, seeing a guy and that's assuming that she's fucking him. Like, over insecurity. You know, overly insecurity, overly jealous. That's how it manifests itself. So what's gonna happen is that when you learn this, to have good high self-esteem, it's similar to someone who's angry. When somebody who's angry meets someone who's not angry, what's gonna happen? He can really reflect back that emotion. So he's gonna leave. He's just chilling. Sorry, man. You know what? I gotta go. Bye. Like, he's feel like, what? Nobody's gonna fight. The same thing with low self-esteem. You're going to leave the person very similar to the person who's calm, leaving the person who's angry. That is going to be felt from a place of, I'm not attracted to that kind of guy. I don't know. I just don't like him. Like, literally, you can have a physical reaction to the person by not being attracted, and this is all unconscious. Like, it's all unconscious. And so what's going to be happening is that you're going to begin to become more attracted to high quality guys. And once again, that doesn't mean that you're not going to meet the bad ones from time to time. But what that means is that you're going to leave quicker. You're going to have a quicker, like, you can handle shit. You're not going to deal with shit a lot more as opposed to in the past. That's the difference, because you are going to encounter them. You're just not going to accept it. And so this is how it's done. You got to begin to become more present. It's really that simple. Begin to become more present. Begin to derive your sense of self from the present moment. This is why. Who you are from the present moment, right now, I was gonna say Spanish, like ahora mismo, but from the present moment right now, who you are is based on memories, right? It's based on pre-upon things in your environment. You are a girl, right? That was your first identity that you had. You are a girl, and as a result, you are a girl has preconceived roles and preconceived expectations that you know unconsciously. You sit a certain way, with your legs crossed. You act a certain way. You walk a certain way. You look a certain way, and so you have certain roles with those, with that. But before that, who were you? When you were a baby, you were a little baby, right? And you were still you. You were still you. But that you was still you, but it didn't have all the baggage that you have today. But you were still you, But what's crazy is that you, in reality, physically speaking, not metaphysically, but physically speaking, was different. Because it had a different body. Literally, because the cells change, right? They change. The brain also, they change in terms of the brain cells. The brain, actually not the brain actually, but I think even at a quantum level, it's different. Pretty much, yeah. At a quantum level, it's different. You didn't have an identity. You weren't able to think, okay? But that was still you, right? 2 years old, that was still you. Even though you look different, right? Even though you identify yourself different, even though you're more conscious, that was still you. But what's the difference? All of those things changed, but throughout the whole sequence, you were still there. And what was that thing? Your consciousness, your awareness, right? But coincidentally, when you began to experience depression, when you began to experience negative emotions, was when you began to have an identity, was when you began to think, became smarter. And that's when you began to hate. You began to feel negative emotions. And your sense of self derived based on the experiences you've had. So in order for you to begin to have higher self-esteem, you got to begin to notice your emotions. Begin to observe the emotion of high self-esteem and low self-esteem. Begin to become aware of what's going on inside of you. The more awareness you bring to your experience, what are you experiencing right now? Like, notice what you're experiencing and bring all of your awareness to your senses. And that also encompasses your emotions. You begin to become aware of the physical sensations of your emotions. Rather than labeling it, you feel it. Okay? And so what's going to begin to happen is that you're going to feel the emotion of low self-esteem, but the story is not going to be there. Like, low self-esteem, the emotion, feel sad. It's because of this. It's because of that. Now you're focusing on what? The emotion itself. So now it's the thoughts that give you energy. The thoughts that give you more life. For example, you feel angry, and then a thought arises. He's such an asshole. I remember when he did this. Suddenly you feel more angry. More anger, thought. Yeah, it's because of this too. More anger, right? So what we're doing here is by bringing all of our attention to the emotion of low self-esteem. And remember, the emotion of low self-esteem manifests itself in different ways. Being shy, not being assertive, backing down, not wanting to say no to someone. Any feeling of afraid, shyness, all you have to do is observe it. So you have to observe it. So whenever you feel bad, whenever you feel that, you just begin to observe it. And you feel the emotion, not the thoughts. You're going to notice the thoughts, but you're going to primarily focus on the emotion. Anything that happens, remember, notice what's going on inside of you. So what's going to begin to happen is that, similar to fear, the more you experience fear in a relaxed way, the more you're going to be okay with it. It's kind of similar to killing someone. The more you kill people, the more comfortable you're going to be with killing people. I mean, it's that simple. You're going to be desensitized yourself. So the feeling of low self-esteem comes as a result of you suppressing it. Suppressing it, like not wanting to feel it. Like you don't want to feel that, so you suppress it, right? And what happens when you suppress it, you actually make it stronger, because you're identifying with it. So all you gotta do is just see it. And so now it's gonna really express itself. But what's gonna happen is that it's going to express itself, but you're not giving it energy. After a while, you're gonna notice that the fear of that the low self-esteem is gonna be less and less and less. And suddenly your actions will not be motivated from low self-esteem, but from presence. You see, pretty much the point is, I want you to begin to notice how low self-esteem makes you react, and that's it. Just notice it, because it only has power over you when you don't notice it, where you feel the emotion and act. Now, in this case, you're feeling, observing, and then acting. And this is like a very passive way out of low self-esteem to true self-esteem. And from then on, you're going to improve the way you relate to men. You're going to accept less. You're going to derive your sense of self now based on the person's reactions, because you have begun to experience feeling good by just being. And so what's going to happen is that your relationships are going to improve. Like, it's automatic. It's an automatic thing. I'm telling you, it's an automatic thing. It's kind of like working out. You got compound exercises like the bench press, and you got your isolated exercises like the dumbbell. The compound exercises not only works on your chest, on your arms, shoulders, but the isolated exercises works on only one muscle. Increasing self-esteem. I could teach you how to get the guy. That's kind of like an isolated exercise, but I could show you how to get higher self-esteem, which is the compound exercises, where it's not only going to help you get more guys by getting better quality guys, but also it's going to help you get the guys, keep the guys. So in other words, by simply focusing on improving your self-esteem by using presence and meditation and mindfulness, you're going to improve it. Like, it's the easiest and fastest route to improve your relationships. It's that simple. It's the easiest route. Okay, and I know I teach a lot of manipulation tactics, but again, I just do that because I know they work, but I don't recommend using it. What I taught today is actually the best way to go about things. It may not be as effective, but this is more of the quality, the nutrients, the essence, finding the quality guys and keeping them and attracting them. That's what really matters. And the beauty of all of this is that it first starts with yourself. And this is not based on an outcome, because you can control this outcome. All you have to do is work on your self-esteem, and that's that.
All right, so if you're a nice girl, if you're tired of being played, if you're tired of people not respecting you, if you resent that people don't take you seriously, if people just see you as a sex object, if you feel like people are always playing you, I would highly recommend you check out this course called Nice Girl. I rarely put out courses, and every one of my courses is a specific purpose. Psychological game of attraction was for single people. Natural chemistry was for women in relationships. This course is for specific nice girls. Now, most of you guys are nice. Most of you guys have great hearts. Unfortunately, men take advantage of you. So I have this limited time course. Specifically, you guys can only buy it and get access to it July and November. Now, if you purchase it in July or November, you could have access to it all year round. But you could only purchase it July and November. So this month only, you guys can purchase this course. It's only for a limited time, right? So in this course, you're pretty much gonna learn about how to set boundaries, how to project a powerful presence, how to create healthy boundaries, how to communicate yourself in an assertive way, how to not let people take advantage of you. Like, you're gonna learn the art of how to identify those who are trying to take advantage of you, how to assert yourself, signs of weakness, signs of strength, and how to communicate signs of strength, and how to lower the signs of weakness. All of these things, I can promise you, ladies and gentlemen, look, okay? If you just do what this course says, just doing what this course says is gonna improve not only your dating life, but your professional life, your personal life, your social life with your friends and family. Because people will always try to test you. People will always see whether or not they can take advantage of you, even a fucking child. So by purchasing this course, you could create a healthy immune system. There are three types of immune system. There is your body's immune system. There is an emotional immune system that you increase through meditation. And then there's a social immune system that is through self-assertion. Okay, so this course will help you build that social immune system to push away certain behaviors from your life and certain people, and by default you attract the right people. So check out that course. One, is that okay? Look, I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's not gonna fix the problems 100%. I'm not here to lie to you guys. I'm here to give you a realistic expectation. Okay, it's not gonna completely change your life from day to night. But if you do what the videos say, okay, if you're 20% not, if you're at a 20% in terms of assertiveness, by finishing this course, you could go through it 40%. Now you guys might say, where are the evidence for it? In my life only. Okay, and through people's experience, through applying these methods, and through doing research about what actually helps assertiveness. Okay, so I thoroughly researched this course. I put a lot of thought into it. It's not complete. Next month, I'm gonna add another part, which if you buy it now, you're gonna have access to it. Okay, so I'll see you guys inside that course, and stay toxic, my friends. Purchase it now, or I'm closing the channel. Okay, see you guys inside.